there's just kind of a sense, an internal sense that we were going to come out and it would be a much different game.
He's got 21 points in the first half.
Anthony Edwards has to be more aggressive.
SGA playing like an MVP. Oklahoma City rebounds from a 42-point loss and takes a commanding 3-1 lead.
You know what's at stake. Come on and try to get a win.
SGA was the MVP again last night. He is the 8th player in NBA history to have at least 40 points and 10 assists in a Final Four game, if you will, either conference or division finals. He is, however, not the first player in Thunder history to do it. Russell Westbrook did it back in 2014. And that brings us to something different. We're going to call this the crossover. If it goes well, it was my idea, which it was. If it goes very badly, we're going to blame Fink. We're going to blame Fink if this goes badly. So here was my thinking. Okay, that's Fink, by the way. Yeah, take that camera. Yeah, that's John Fink. He's here with us today. That's a flattering shot. Okay, here we go. Here we go. So I said to the guys, I said to everyone yesterday, the Morris twins love football. They're going to want to get into the football conversation. Windy loves football. He's going to want to get into the football. I said RC and Schefter are definitely going to want to get into the basketball. So here's what we're going to do. Schefter, we will start with you. You're going to ask an NBA question to our NBA crew, and let's see how it goes. What's your question?
All right, guys. We saw SGA bust out this year, become MVP in the NBA. Who is the player most likely to become SGA in 2025, 2026 next season?
Who's the next one?
I'm going Cunningham from Detroit.
Cade Cunningham.
Cade Cunningham from Detroit. He had a great year. He led them guys to the playoffs. He took a step every single year. This is his 3rd year. He's going to sign that big contract. I think he's the next guy, the next great point guard. Scoring point guard in this league.
You know, we had JB Bickerstaff in here a couple of days last week, and he was raving on the air and off the air about Cade Cunningham, his leadership, his toughness, all the rest of that.
25 points a game. Come on.
What do you think, Mark?
Real Shayas. I got to go with Tyrese Halliburton, right? Tyrese Halliburton. I know he's not like, he's not flashy. He's not, super athletic, but I love the way he make the players around him go, right? The Indiana Pacers did a great job with trading for him and actually like building a good team around him. But he's my budding star. I think he would take another step next year.
Okay, there's one name I'm waiting to hear we haven't heard yet. Let's see if Windy goes there. Windman.
Well, with all due respect to the great Adam Schefter, I don't know if Shea busted out this year. He was second in the MVP voting last year. I think he already busted out. Let me give you a name of somebody that you should take and keep an eye on next year, and he's a twin. Amen Thompson from the Houston Rockets. He's not going to win MVP, but he is a guy that you should pay attention to. By the way, his twin brother, Azar Thompson from the Detroit Pistons, should be on your list. Amen Thompson just made first team all defense. He is going to get better offensively. He is a future all-star. He is a potential future franchise player in Houston or elsewhere, because if the Rockets are going to look to make any sort of major trade, any team is going to want him. So keep an eye on Amen Thompson.
Okay, so I guess we could parse the way we approach the word breakout. I was waiting to hear someone say Victor Wembanyama, who, assuming he's healthy, we all think might be the next mega star in the league. We'll see what winds up happening. Okay, RC is next up. Ryan Clark, what is your basketball question for our basketball crew today?
Listen, guys, we all know that Thibs like his guys a certain way. He wants physicality. He wants toughness. But with the way Big Cat played down the stretch of the last game, could we see Coach leaning on him more as that second big-time scorer to Jalen Brunson for the rest of this series?
Is it another Cat game tonight?
RC, I think it has to be another Cat game. But, as the playoffs is one game thing, man. Whoever has it going tonight in Game 5 is the guy we need to lean on if you're the New York Knicks. Cat had 20 points in the fourth quarter last game. After that performance, I would say for sure, but you just don't know how it goes in the playoffs. You don't know what the foul trouble will look like. You don't know what Jalen Brunson's going to look like. You don't know what Aaron Nesmith is going to look like being able to guard him. So I really can't put my hat on that, but if I had to guess, I would say Cat.
Here's the thing. He had 4 points in the first 3 quarters, and then he had 20 in the fourth quarter, and that's the thing, Marcus. If you're going to be, I'm going to put air quotes around the word superstar. Karl Anthony-Towns is a terrific player. Of that, there is no question.
Exactly.
He was third-team All-NBA this year. But there is an element of you need it every night. Like, do they get it from him again tonight?
I think Cat is starting to realize how important he is. His offensive game is important to them guys winning. If let's just be clear. He's dominated the Pacers throughout the regular season.
Right.
Like, Cat, they cannot have an answer to guard Cat. They're down 2 bigs, as he said earlier. So if I'm Tom Thibodeau, from the gun bust, I'm making sure I establish him offensively.
Windy.
The Pacers weren't ready for what happened in that game. They basically turned Cat into Jalen Brunson. With Brunson in foul trouble, they isolated him at the top of the floor, put him in space, and let him go to work. They had the wrong defensive alignment out there. So Cat was awesome, but I would also expect the Pacers to have a game plan ready for if they go back to that style of offense. But don't forget that Cat can do it. Cat has the ability. Don't just leave him as a spot-up shooter. Give him the opportunity to put the ball on the floor.
Now, to me, that's where tonight's Game 4 gets decided. Okay, so now we're going to cross over. The NBA guys are going to ask football questions to our football crew. But before we do, I have a question. Marcus, what team do you root for?
Philadelphia Eagles, 2 Super Bowl champions. Philadelphia Eagles.
Thank you for inserting that.
Clear.
Markieff, what team do you root for?
America's team, Dallas Cowboys.
So let me ask what everyone in the world is asking. How the hell did that happen? Like, how can you possibly be twins and you root for the 2 arch rivals in the NFL?
Let's tell them the story. When we were younger, Little Giants was one of our favorite movies. And once he seen that star, he was done. It was just something that he took to, and I couldn't understand it. 90s. Dallas was America's team. You turn on TV, all you see was a big star.
They're from Philly.
How can I not like the Cowboys? Right.
So will you guys go to the opener together, or will you watch it together when they open the season? First game?
For a fact, we'd be there. For a fact. Yeah.
Okay.
No question.
Then let's get to it. Markieff, you have a Cowboys-related question for Schefter.
For sure. First, I want to say, I appreciate being up here with you, Schefter. I've been watching you for a lot of years. Me and brother love your shows. Going to get extended, but when is he going to get extended?
If you look at the numbers, he's outperformed Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett set a record this offseason as the highest paid defensive player. Micah Parsons is going to beat it. It takes time to do a deal like that, but the expectation is they'll get it worked out. Micah is not going to go anywhere. They'll figure out a deal for him the way they figured out a deal for Dak. Hopefully, it'll become before opening day when we're not doing Sunday countdowns and the deal gets signed in the middle of the show. Hopefully it'll get done sometime before training camp, right in the middle. But Micah Parsons, I think the feeling around the league is these 2 sides will figure it out, and Mike is not going anywhere.
Pay that man.
RC, how about it? I mean, Micah Parsons, foundational piece, Dallas. What are your thoughts?
I mean, Micah Parsons fell into the Dallas Cowboys' laps, right? If we knew he would be this good, he would have been a top 3 pick. But you heard early in the offseason that Jerry Jones said he didn't care about Micah Parsons' agent. Well, Micah Parsons' agent is David Mulligetta. And David Mulligetta told me something one time that I will never forget. He said, I will not take $9 on 10. So he is not only going to break Myles Garrett's record, I believe he will obliterate it, and he deserves to. If the Dallas Cowboys do the right thing, they make this work in the way that it's supposed to for the team and the player, now they can continue to build around this linchpin piece on the defensive side of the ball.
And the humorous part about this, of course, is Jerry Jones coming out saying he doesn't even know who Micah Parsons' agent is. Well, Micah Parsons' agent also happens to represent another Cowboy headed into the last year of his deal, George Pickens. So now Jerry Jones has plenty of opportunities to get to know Micah Parsons' agent.
Yeah, he and David are going to spend a lot of time together. They're going to become very close. Okay, quickly, Marcus, you have a question. Go.
RC, I know what you're going to say, and I already know the answer, but I'm going to ask the question anyway, right? My Super Bowl champion, Philadelphia Eagles. Is it the Eagles or is it the field in the NFC?
Come on, twin. You know it's always the field. This ain't Michael Jordan time anymore where you can just pick MJ. It's not hoops, right? One player or one team never has that sort of dominance, even when you're looking at the Kansas City Chiefs where you just pick them to win it every year. I love everything that Howie's doing with this team. Jalen seems to be stepping in to his leadership role in a magnificent way. But there are going to be teams like the Green Bay Packers, teams like the Detroit Lions, teams that come up with Washington Commanders, teams that try to do their best to dethrone the Philadelphia Eagles. Right now, they're the blueprint, but I got to take the field before I take the one team.
Marcus is not
I don't know how you said
he
that.
didn't like it.
Can't believe you said that.
And the NFC East. Eagles get better or worse this offseason? Like, on balance, Super Bowl champions usually lose a lot of pieces.
I think they're as good as they were, but I think when you look around at the rest of the teams in that conference, there's some good teams. Like Detroit's going to be hungry. There's some Tampa Bay has been underrated. Dallas is going to be tough. Washington stuff. Jaden Daniels in say like there's a lot of good teams in the NFC.
Nobody wins back-to-back NFC East titles.
Yes.
It doesn't
21 years.
Cowboys don't win at all. Cowboys won the NFC East.
All right, Windy will have a football question a little later as we continue
Icebox
as well.
is not showing up. The Little Giants are not showing up.
Let me remind you, Game 5 of the Western Conference Finals is tomorrow night. Back in OKC, 8:30 Eastern on ESPN.